Hi, this is Chico Resch. You are listening to the Let's Go Devils podcast on the Primetime Radio Network.
Happy Devils Saturday. This is Game Day Live, coming to you live from an undisclosed location in beautiful New Jersey and somewhere in the Midwest in an undisclosed location bunker. I think he may be in Ireland, but I'm not sure. Streaming live on Facebook Live, YouTube Live, X Live, and Twitch on the Let's Go Devils Network. Yeah, Devils, Hurricanes. Today at the Rock. I'm off my game because we got a time change coming tomorrow. We've got Devils Canes, I don't know, to me an ungodly hour at 12:30 p.m. Eastern. For Scotty, it's 9:30 a.m. Eastern. Just totally off my game. My voice is shot. But I woke up this morning, Vinny. I was right. I was right all along. Do you know what I was right about when I woke up this morning?
Does it have to do with your favorite defenseman?
Yes. John Marino. Yes. John Marino got the secondary assist. The NHL finally, after protests from me and Scotty on Devils After Dark on Thursday night, whether to do a football call or not, he gets the secondary assist on Eric Holla's empty net goal. So
yeah, he made a nice play.
Yeah, there will be a delayed football call. There's rumors about that right now in the rumor mill. Now that we're done with NHL trade deadline, it's happening.
Maybe that's why they did it. They just wanted to let you get through the trade deadline, knowing all the content. You hate that word. I don't know why I said it. That's a bad word.
We're off to a bad start. Yeah,
the bad word.
Bad start, Vinny.
It's a bad word. Hey, but just because you don't like it doesn't mean I can't like it. No, I'm kidding. All the stuff we did for the trade deadline, figured save Marino's football call for later. So the NHL did you a solid there, Sam.
Yeah, and probably saved my voice because I was shouting the other night. But I think there's a little bug going around New Jersey. Just seems
it wouldn't shock me. It wouldn't shock me, especially with changes of weather and all those sorts of things that happens. But, I'm excited for today's game. I kind of wonder what it would be like to live in California. Like, you could legit wake up today at 8 o'clock and just watch hockey all day until, 8, 9 o'clock p.m. if you're in California. Where here it's more like, in the Midwest, it would be 11:30 to midnight. Or in your case, 12:30 to 1 a.m. But over there, you'll wake up and have some eggs and hockey. Be interesting. Can't even imagine what that's like.
You know what? Now I know why Scotty moved out to the West. Because he gives you an opportunity to be a degenerate and have no life. And that's the life I want.
Yep. It's warm. It's warm in his part of California, at least.
Vinny, you and I have been doing podcasts pretty much a lot in the last 48 hours.
This is our fourth time on air together in the last 24 hours.
Yeah. And it's been a privilege.
Yep. It really has.
And I'm out of things to say, but this game coming up, every game is a big game right now. It is the weight of each game, especially when these opponents are top 8 teams in their respective conferences, with the exception of the Arizona Coyotes. You've got to beat every team here on out, or at least get a point. But when you're talking about the Metropolitan Division and these 3-point games, you've got to win outright in regulation. And that's what the Devils need to do right now. They need to pile on regulation wins because tiebreakers are in play. It is so tight for the last wild card spot and the last Metropolitan Division spot to get into the playoffs. And you're talking about teams like the Islanders, the Penguins, the Capitals, the Flyers. It's no slouch.
Absolutely. And you know what? The Arizona Coyotes did the Devils a solid last night by absolutely smoking the Detroit Red Wings. And they have to come right back around, and they're kind of doing the Sam Wu short sky trip. Arizona, then Vegas. They play Vegas tonight. Um, Devils need a solid from the Golden Knights tonight. That would be really nice.
Yeah.
Also, the Flyers play the Lightning. The two teams holding a playoff spot closest to the Devils. As long as that game doesn't go to overtime, I think Devils fans should be happy. I personally would root for the Lightning because I'd rather catch a division spot than a wild card. But if the Flyers beat the Lightning in regulation, then maybe we just start thinking about the wild card. But it all starts with a win over the Hurricanes first, though. If you don't beat them today, it's hard to really, worry about what other people are doing. And I'm not saying it's impossible to lose today, but like it'd be real good if they were able to pull out a win today. And you're getting them without Gensel. He is not suiting up for Carolina yet. He is eligible. He was on LTIR. I kind of forgot that. He's eligible to come off tomorrow, and that's when he will get into the Hurricanes lineup, or not LTIR, but just normal IR. I think they probably did that because of the trade. But he is eligible to come off tomorrow, so he can't play. Evgeny Kuznetsov, though, is playing for them on the fourth line. So it's a new look Carolina feel. I'm excited to see what the Devils can do. Last time they played, it was a 0-0 game going to overtime, and Carolina won in overtime. So, it was a tough loss, but it was also Vitek Vanacek's last ever game as a New Jersey Devil. This time things are different. It's going to be fun to watch, but they got to get it done. They're in trouble if they don't.
Yeah, but you know what? After last Thursday's game, Timo Meier showing up at a time where you've got to play desperate. His big contract, the hype around Timo Meier from last season to now, we knew he was getting hot. But to actually score 3 times in a row for the Devils and will them to a victory over the St. Louis Blues, which, is a decent team, but it's not an elite team, decent team, a bubble team, it gave the Devils fans just a little bit of confidence. We all know the odds of making the playoffs. It was plus 600 the other day. Even Tom Fitzgerald in his press conference and the interview on NHL Network was saying, I'm not going to make these big deals when the percentages are low. But he still believes, and I still believe, the Devils still have a chance because those percentages can easily swing in 1 week. But you need help by the teams on the bubble losing, but you've got to get the 2 solid points at the same time. And it's possible, but what looks daunting is when you look at how hard the schedule is for the Devils coming up, having to play the Hurricanes, the Rangers on the road in Madison Square Garden, and the Dallas Stars. And then you got to play Vegas on that Sunday, second half of a back-to-back after playing the Arizona Coyotes out in the, I wouldn't say West Coast because the time zone differences are a little different, with 1 less hour of sleep.
Yeah, I mean, it's always tough. And, the schedule is what it is. It's something you just got to navigate. It's not fun going from Carolina to the Rangers with 1 less hour of sleep, like you say.
Yeah.
But they'll be rested. I'm just more worried. Like you can't get swept by the Rangers in a season. I know this is the third to last game or the second to last game against them. I think it's not the last game against them, but I mean, after what happened last year, you just can't. You really can't allow that to happen. Go on the road, get a big win. But you know what? The Rangers game, we'll save that because You got to get through Carolina, and I believe the Devils can beat Carolina today. I really do. And they're kind of in a situation where they could get some help today. The Flyers are playing the Lightning. As long as that doesn't go to overtime, Vegas against Detroit. I mean, you could realistically be 4 points out of a playoff spot by the time tonight is over. And that's, I said a 5-game winning streak would put them in a playoff spot. Well, it's starting to really look like that would be true. And again, winning 5 is asking a lot, and especially against these teams. But even if you win 7 out of 9, you're probably looking pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to have probably a little bit better goaltending. Nico Dawes is starting today. Allen and Kakinen are not there yet, but it's going to take Allen a minute with Visa. Kakinen should be fine. But I don't know. You got teams to jump to. The Islanders are thinking the same thing. They're 2 points back. The Capitals are thinking the same thing. They're 5 points back. The Capitals sold at the deadline, though, so we'll see what happens with them. The Islanders did not. The Devils they traded to Foley, but I still think there could be positives that come with that. And Pittsburgh, they stink. So other than that, it's hard. It's really hard, but it could be done.
It definitely can be done. You know what? You know me, I hate analytics. I hate statistics. I hate the odds. Because if you used analytics in the 1980 Olympics when Team USA won gold, I think really the human element has to be in play if the New Jersey Devils were to make the playoffs. They need to be desperate. They need to be confident. They need to be hungry. They need to be consistent and kind of erase what has happened for most of the season and just get back to having fun again. And just being themselves. I think oftentimes you get kind of caught up in all these stats about giving up the first goal, in the game. Although it is important to get the first goal, I think they just need to play their game. They play so much better when they're having fun out there. And I know that sounds cliche, but they do. Like when Jack's happy, he's fast. When he's not happy, he seems like he's holding the stick a little too tight, and he just doesn't look as fluid and loose like he normally is. That's just my opinion and observation, of course.
And he dangles himself into submission every time when that's the case, too, and it leads to turnovers and the other team's going the other way. But I just wish every coach was as smart as Herb Brooks. That's the only difference between that 1980 team and comparing it with analytics.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, that team, I can't tell you too much about that team other than my mother did say as an 18-month-old kid, I did watch it. Back in those days, it was a tape delay. Nobody knew. Isn't that crazy in today's world?
Wasn't it like 12 hours, too?
Yeah, it was ridiculous. It was really just like there was no, like I guess there was kind of a gentleman's agreement or just a handshake agreement in the press not to say anything till it's played. But how do you keep your mouth shut in 1980 when you're in Lake Placid? But then again, try phoning home. You go to a payphone. Like how do you get the information out that Team USA won?
Yeah, if that wouldn't happen today. It
No.
just wouldn't. It would get out. If they won the gold in Lake Placid and it wasn't streamed on TV till later, like, it would get out now. There's no shot.
It's such an antiquated model, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's such an antiquated model.
I mean, and it's funny. The guy who played Ralph Cox in the movie passed away it was like a week ago, 2 weeks ago.
Oh,
and
really?
we watched it. Yeah, we watched Miracle that night. And I said it would be like if this year's World Junior team beat a Russian team with Panarin, Kucherov, Bobrovsky, Vasilevsky, whoever the goal, Shesterkin, whoever the goalie is. I mean, just think of all the Tarasenko, all the great Russian stars. Put them on a team and have this year's World Juniors team beat them for Team USA. It just wouldn't happen. I
John,
mean, it's honestly crazy to think
John
about.
Ginkley says in the Facebook Live, the game was played at 5 p.m. and the broadcast was at 8 p.m. I thought it was 1 or 2 p.m. No?
I wasn't there.
Well,
I
was just 18 months old. I mean, geez.
Yeah.
You know what? When people ask who's the greatest goaltender, American goaltender of all time, I say Jim Craig.
Jim Craig.
Jim Craig, because he beat the Soviet Union, and none of you ever came close to doing what Jim Craig did in the Olympics.
Yeah. It was kind of a miracle that Jonathan Quick beat the Russians in 2014, and it took a shootout. It took TJ Oshie scoring 10 shootout goals. Even almost Jonathan Quick wasn't able to beat the Soviets.
In Russia,
and he's an
too.
all-world Hall of Fame goaltender.
Yeah, in Russia, too.
Yeah, that's true. It was in Sochi. That's right.
Yeah. Remember how
this was on our turf.
Remember how screwed up Sochi was? The press just like going crazy, like, hey, I'll trade you 4 doorknobs for a light bulb in my hotel room.
Yep. And like the campus for the Olympics was like barely ready in time to host it.
Believe it or not, Vinny, I actually considered applying press credentials for the Olympics back in, I think it was in 2011 or 2012, the applications came out. And I'm glad I didn't, because of the people I talked to there saying that as soon as they hook up to the Wi-Fi, even on their Macs, their laptops were getting hijacked right then and there. Like, it was that bad. Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy. I think Jesse Spector, reporter at the time, I remember seeing some of his tweets. It was fantastic. And the same with Greg Wyshynski, if you remember his tweets at the Sochi games, like how bad, things were. I mean, and the picture of Putin on the wall.
I do remember all that. And I remember, like, the players' families were scared to go. Like, I remember Zach Parise and Ryan Suter came out and were like, yeah, we're kind of thinking about making our wives and stuff stay home because, this Sochi thing is just,
It's
it
wild.
was interesting times.
Yeah. Just wild.
No pun intended, because I brought up 2 players playing for the Wild at that time, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I didn't catch that pun, but that was kind of punny.
Absolutely. I love a good pun. Love a good punny joke. All right,
Boy,
Sam, what do you think we get into predictions?
Yeah, I was about to say, Vinny, I'm still off my game.
Me too. You know what? It's a morning game. You know how they say, like, some players don't love day games because it throws them off their typical routine?
Yeah.
You don't get a morning skate and then your lunch and then your nap. Like, it's a different – that's us too. Haven't had my morning breakfast. I haven't eaten anything today, actually. Barely got enough sleep. It's morning game day live. That's what you get.
Yeah. It's kind of like morning woo when I do my woo reports at like 6 a.m.
Exactly.
This time around, I don't have the energy. Maybe it's because I don't know. But predictions. All right, let's get some predictions here.
Predictions. You want to check Facebook? I'll check YouTube.
Yeah, I'll check Facebook. Why don't you read off Facebook?
Facebook. You got Facebook?
I got Facebook. Yeah, you get YouTube.
Okay.
Sorry.
On YouTube, Joseph says 5-0 Devils. Get your predictions in. Hurry, 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 people. Joseph says 5-0 Devils. Ramona Rice says 3-2 Devils. Mo says Hurricanes 4-2. Don't like that. Don't like that one bit. The predictions are not flowing in on the game, on the day version, the way that they normally are. So that's all we got right there.
I got 5-4
Selected Boy
Devils.
says, oh, yeah. Okay, they're starting to flow in a little bit.
Yeah. Maybe there's a little bit of delay.
Yep. Selected Boy says 4-2 Devils. ANJ Devil says 5-3 Devils. Corbin says 5-3 Devils. Beach says 3-2 Devils. Mark says 4-3 Devils.
Wow. Dog trainer Joe says 4-2 Devils. John Ginkley says 5-4 Devils in the Facebook Live. Now I'm going to go to YouTube Live right now.
Mark says 4-3 Devils. Dubs says 3-2 Devils. Timo with 2 goals.
Wow. Well, what's your prediction, Vinny?
My prediction is they are going to. I'm going to go 2-1 win.
Vitek Vanacek almost took this team to a shootout. 0-0 tie. I would expect a tight game today. I was hoping their new acquisition would be playing because sometimes when you get new players in the lineup, it screws up the chemistry, and that's the when to pounce. But (5-1) Devils. I think Timo Meyer's so hot right now. He's just, they're going to feed off of his energy. They're going to feed off of, his goals. And it's important that they get the first goal in this game to really just get the crowd into it. That's going to be the key, is if the Devils can get the crowd into it and they get things going.
It's a good prediction. I hope you're right. I really hope you're right. That's a good one. Sam, I'm hearing something in my ear.
Well, hold on a sec, Vinny. Hold on. We've got a technical glitch. Hold on a sec, Vinny.
What is that?
I'm trying to fix it. Here, I'm going to go a solo shot for you. Just give me a minute.
Okay. I mean, it's really weird. It sounds almost like I have Mrs. Wu in my ear. This is really odd. I don't know what I'm hearing, but I'm feeling something interesting. I'm feeling like it's Sunday, even though it's Saturday. I'm feeling like we should be playing with a big brown pigskin, and that a hockey puck just isn't going to be good enough for the rest of this show. I actually think that we're going to be. What is going on? This is weird. Well, I'm not too sure what's happening right now, but I know that we're waiting for the Devils to play the Hurricanes. The Hurricanes.
This delayed football call is brought to you by And Crew Brew. And Crew Brew, where we make winning memories together, one crew at a time. Devils, Blues, on a delayed football call Saturday. Devils up 3-1. Marino out of the shotgun. He shovel passes to Timo Meyer, who finds Holla to the 50, the 40, 30, 20, 10. Touchdown Devils! Touchdown Devils! Holla's in the end zone. He spikes the ball. He says, "You're next, Carolina. We're going to take you down. I'm going to rock you like a hurricane on Saturday. Are you ready, New Jersey?"
Very good, Sam. Very, very good football call. I'm piped. I'm pumped. I'm so pumped up for that. That's the Sam Wu. John Marino gets an assist. It was a late credited assist. I think the NHL did that knowing Sam's going to blow out his voice and be done for at least the rest of the weekend. So there you go. That's the big football call. John Marino gets an assist added along with Timo Meyer on Eric Holla's empty net goal against the St. Louis Blues. Sam, good work.
Well, thank you. Now I've pretty much lost my voice. I'm going to have to save it for Devils After
That's
Dark.
why we waited for the end.
Exactly. Very strategic. Well, want to thank all those tuning in. Devils After Dark after the game at American Whiskey. Actually, we won't be there, but go to American Whiskey after the game. And, Scotty of Sirius XM, Liquid Metal, and I will recap the game that was.
Very good. Hopefully the Devils get a big win today, and I'm excited for what's to come with this game. And again, I hope everybody enjoyed watching the morning edition of this show. And, the afternoon edition of Devils After Dark is firmly upon us.
You know what? These morning podcasts suck. I'm not even alive. I got to snap, try to get myself pumped up for this game.
If the football call didn't do that, I don't know what's going to.
I don't know, Vinnie. All right, well, we'll see you after the game. Thank you to everybody for tuning in. This is Game Day Live. Till next time, let's go Devils.